Success is just the story we agree on. Success isn't real, it's just the story that's hardest to argue with, and the better you play along, the more legitimate you get to feel. That's the trick. The illusion of success is powerful. It can shape our perceptions and guide our actions, often without us even realizing it. We act like success is an outcome, a reward, a destination, but really it's a filter, a measuring stick, a manufactured set of terms that sorts people into worthy and not yet. And the most dangerous part, it doesn't feel like a story, it feels like truth. But look closer and you'll see the cracks. Because success isn't universal, it's not timeless, it's not objective, it's just the version that's currently in circulation, and someone made sure that version caught on. Sometimes we don't even realize it, but our idea of success is often inherited. It's something passed down to us, almost like a family heirloom, from generation to generation. And, well, it shapes us in ways we might not fully understand. Most people don't choose their definition of success. They absorb it from parents, from school, from media, from strategy decks and leadership books that all quietly repeat the same thing. More is better, scale is strength. Growth is proof you're doing something right. By the time we're adults, these assumptions are so baked in, they don't even register as assumptions. They just feel like how the world works. But they're not laws of nature. They're design choices. Design choices that benefit systems built on extraction, replication, and speed. So if you've ever found yourself chasing something you didn't even want, or performing a version of yourself that feels strangely hollow, that's not because you're lost. That's what success does when it's inherited, not chosen. You're not failing, you're running someone else's race. When we talk about scale, it's easy to get seduced by the idea of more. More revenue, more reach, more influence, but scale can be a trap. It can make us forget the importance of depth, of meaning. We start to prioritize what can be measured over what truly matters, and in doing so, we risk losing sight of our original purpose. Success is often defined in ways that are easy to measure: revenue, reach, influence, speed, titles, awards, follower counts. That's not because those things matter inherently, it's because they're legible. They fit inside spreadsheets and dashboards and investor reports. They scale, but not everything that matters fits inside a metric. Depth doesn't scale, integrity doesn't scale. Reflection, wisdom, long-term thinking, they rarely trend, which means they rarely get funded, legitimized, or rewarded. So when meaning and success drift apart, most people follow success because meaning is quiet, and quiet doesn't get you promoted. But if success comes at the cost of substance, what exactly are we building and who is it for? Who gets to be called successful? If success were about effort, outcomes would be equal, but they're not. Because the success story wasn't written with everyone in mind. Some people get to be seen as leaders just for showing up. Others have to work twice as hard for half the recognition, and when they make it, they're called exceptions. That's not a meritocracy, that's a system of selective visibility. Success tends to mirror the dominant group's values, language, and aesthetics. It rewards those who already belong, those fluent in the codes of what legitimacy looks and sounds like. So if you've ever felt invisible despite doing good work, you're not imagining it. The story was never neutral. And if you've been labeled successful but feel like a stranger inside your own life, you're not broken. You've just been living inside someone else's definition of belonging. Success didn't just evolve, it was engineered by economic systems that need constant growth, by political systems that reward compliance, by institutions that want reliable outputs, not messy humans, by cultural narratives that say you can be anything, while quietly disciplining you into being useful, fast, exhausted, and grateful for it. Success is the lubricant of these systems. It keeps people striving, hoping, competing, while making them believe it's all for something deeply personal. But it's not personal, it's strategic. Because if you believe that success is the natural result of hard work and good choices, you're less likely to question why the same people keep winning. You're less likely to notice that the metrics keep changing, except for the ones that measure you. You're less likely to stop, which is exactly the point. So what do you do when you see it, when the story starts to crack and you realize that what you've been chasing might not actually serve you? You don't just write a new definition, you interrogate the need for a definition at all. That's what the fractured lens is for. It's not a reframe, it's a rupture. A way of seeing that doesn't just change the goal, it changes the logic behind why we had goals in the first place. It asks you to stop optimizing and start noticing what you've inherited, noticing what you're replicating, noticing what's being erased in the name of progress. Because when success is defined by scale, it will always flatten complexity. It will always privilege speed over care. It will always reward visibility over value. And if we don't stop to fracture it, we'll just keep measuring our lives against someone else's blueprint. So what comes next? Not a better vision, not a new 5-step framework, but a slow, deliberate re-seeing of value, of contribution, of what's worth building and what never was. Because if success is just the story we agree on, then it's time to start disagreeing out loud.